From Boca Raton to the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast, you're watching CBS 12's Good Morning South Florida.
7:52. Kids going back to school, what kinds of issues could impact your children? Is this week's newsmaker. I'd like to welcome in Sharon Buchalter, child psychologist and the author of Children Are People Too. Good morning. Welcome back.
Ben.
Great to see you.
Great to be back.
Hey, what can a parent do to help reduce the stress for kids going back to school?
Well, the first thing is we don't want to minimize it. We want to problem solve with your child. And I talk about that in my book and how important it is to find out what they think would be important. Like finding out, getting a class list, maybe finding out what are the children that are going to be in their class, maybe making some play dates. Even if it's a new school, having a walkthrough together.
Okay.
But don't minimize and acknowledge their fears. Let them know it's okay that other people feel that way as well.
Now, obesity is a big issue for kids. How can parents do a better job of setting a better example?
Well, that's a good question. You know, we all are role models to our children. And so it's important that as a parent, if you have a family issue with weight, that you really speak to your family physician and maybe get a referral from a nutritionist and learn about healthy eating. If it's not a family issue, if you mock your child, if it's just their issue, you're going to make it worse. So just be there for them, have healthy snacks, involve them in really the shopping and looking at labels, and 60 minutes of activity a day. That's what they recommend.
60 minutes?
60 minutes, that's
do
right.
Do video games count?
No, they don't.
What about the
Physical
Wii?
activity.
The Wii?
No, it doesn't count.
Okay,
Doesn't
all right.
count. We're talking about, you know, doing physical activity on team sports. Could be walking, could be bicycling, but we're really talking about, you know, taking a family activity break, maybe even making it a family
You're the
event.
professional, Dr. Sharon.
Well,
How does a parent help when their child is being bullied?
Well, that's a very important and a very crucial issue. It can have long-term, very serious effects on a child. Listen to your child. Also, keep the lines of communication open with your child. If your child seems to not want to go to school, or seems overly anxious or nervous, open up the talk with them, find out what's going on. Don't be afraid to teach them tactics, how to avoid bullies, not to be in areas where they know the bully will be there, assuming you're not the bully yourself.
And the cyberbullying, too. That's a big issue.
That's a very big issue because we don't see what we're doing to hurt the other person.
New studies have come out showing that girls are hitting puberty earlier than normal. What kind of problem is this causing?
Well, that's a very interesting question because right now we don't think about the physical aspects. We think about the physical aspects. We're talking a lot about that in the media, but psychologically it can be quite embarrassing for a young girl. I think as a parent, especially a mother, it's important to bring it up, how a child feels about their development. If they're a developing breast, they need to talk about getting a sports bra, and also even if they're menstruating, hygiene, and those are very important issues also to avoid being a target for bullying.
Very quickly, blessed. What does that mean?
Well, it's a motto and a very important way to think about parenting, and it's a stress buster. And I go by this motto, and I think we all can do that. And that's what the word blessed means: being there as a parent, listening to your child, helping them to express themselves, sharing with them your own experiences, and also showing them the way by being a good role model, and most of all, empowering them and being a dedicated parent. Any way you look at it, backwards or forwards, being blessed is a sure stress buster and will help a child at the beginning of school and all year round.
Dr. Sharon, we are blessed to have you this
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
We're back in
it.
a moment.